That little brown bottle in your medicine cabinet costs about $1. The average homeowner pays $246 for one drain cleaning, plus $59 to $150 just for the plumber to walk in and look. Plumbers know what this bottle does. They just do not volunteer it. But almost everyone uses it wrong. That fizzing you see when you pour it, that is not the peroxide working, that is the peroxide dying. 12 uses. Number 7 is the one nobody knows about. And number 12 is one we got wrong ourselves. Here is the mistake, and you have probably made it. You pour peroxide into a sink that still has 2 inches of water sitting in it. The bottle empties, it fizzes, you feel like something happened. Nothing did. You diluted $1 down the drain. Peroxide is water with 1 extra oxygen atom, and almost every living thing carries an enzyme that strips that atom off on contact. Bacteria carry it, slime carries it, your own skin carries it, which is why peroxide foams on a cut. The foam is the peroxide being spent, in seconds, on whatever it touched first. Nothing soaks in, it reacts at the surface, and then it is water. That gives you one rule, and it decides every item on this list. Peroxide only cleans what it is touching while it is still peroxide. Drain the water first, every time, and give it long enough to finish. Get that backwards, and the other 11 do nothing at all. So let's get into it. Number 1, the overflow hole in your bathroom sink. That small slot near the top of the basin is a bypass channel running down inside the sink body, and because water only touches it during an overflow, it has almost certainly never been cleaned. Not by you, and not by anyone who lived in the house before you. Run a paper towel across it right now and look at what comes off. Fill a turkey baster or a squeeze bottle with 3% peroxide. Inject it into the hole until it starts running back out at you, which tells you the channel is full rather than just wet. Leave it 10 minutes. Flush with hot water. If the towel test still comes back gray, do it a second time, because a first pass on a slot that has never been touched is mostly just breaking the crust off the top. There's a second one on the other side of most double vanities, and a third on the tub if yours has an overflow plate, which almost every tub does. Take the plate off with 2 screws and you will find the same thing behind it. That black grit is where a good part of your bathroom smell has been coming from, and no plumber is going to bill you for it because no plumber is going to mention it. Which raises the question this whole video turns on. If that is what grows in a slot nobody uses, what is growing in the pipe you use every single day? Number 2, the slow bathroom sink. A sink that drains slowly has not clogged yet. It has narrowed. Soap scum, toothpaste, and skin cells feed a soft bacterial film that grows inward from the pipe wall, a little thicker every month until one day the water just sits there and you notice. Commercial drain cleaners cost $10 to $20 and burn that film off with lye, which works once and leaves the pipe wall rough enough that the next layer grips faster than the last one did. That is why the same sink keeps coming back, and why a bottle that fixed it in March does nothing by August. Run the hot tap 30 seconds to soften what is there, then let the sink drain completely dry. Pour in 1 cup of peroxide. Walk away for 30 minutes because this is the one where people give it 5 and decide it does not work. Flush hot for 1 full minute. Once a month and the film never gets a foothold, which is the whole difference between maintenance and a $246 service call. If the sink is already fully stopped, this will not save you. Peroxide dissolves film, not a blockage, and there is no version of this where a cup of anything clears a plugged trap. That same film is also sitting somewhere you have been drinking from. Number 3, every faucet aerator in the house. Unscrew the tip of your kitchen faucet and look at the screen inside. If your water pressure has dropped slowly over 2 or 3 years, this is usually the entire story, and people replace perfectly good faucets over it every day. Unscrew the aerator by hand, or with a cloth wrapped around a wrench so you do not scar the finish. Drop the whole assembly into a glass of peroxide, 1 hour, scrub with an old toothbrush, rinse, and screw it back on. Take a photo before you pull it apart, because there is usually a washer and a screen that go back in a specific order, and it is easy to lose one down the drain. Do the bathroom taps while you are at it. Those are usually worse because nobody runs a guest bathroom tap long enough to flush anything through it. Pressure comes back the same afternoon and you bought nothing. Quick one. These are the plumbing uses. Every other use of that bottle is in our guide, the Hydrogen Peroxide Bible. Link is in the bio or scan the QR code on our banner. Now the job plumbers charge the most for and finish the fastest. Number 4, the hair mat in a shower or tub drain. Pull one of these out and it comes apart in your hand. The hair is held in a single mass by conditioner residue and soap scum, and that binder is what you actually have to break. Scraping at it with a plastic zip tool gets the top inch and leaves the rest sitting in the trap, which is why the shower slows again 3 weeks later. A plumber charges between $147 and $352 for this, and is in your bathroom about 10 minutes. Now, we are going to be straight with you about this one because there is a version of it all over the internet that we are not going to repeat. You will see people say to pour baking soda down first, then peroxide, and that the fizzing reaction breaks the clog apart. The peroxide is doing the work in that method. The baking soda is mostly theater, and we could not find a source that says otherwise. So do it the simple way. Pull the drain cover off if yours comes off, because a fine grate stops half of anything you pour from reaching the trap. Pour in 2 cups of peroxide, undiluted, straight down. Leave it a full hour, not 15 minutes. Then run the hottest water your tap produces for 2 minutes. Repeat once for a bad one. Same chemistry as the snake, minus the invoice. Now, the stain everybody assumes means the fixture is finished. Number 5. The brown ring in the toilet bowl. If there is a brown, orange, or rust-colored ring that scrubbing and bleach will not touch, that ring is not dirt. It is oxidized iron and manganese out of your water supply, bonded to the porcelain. Bleach is working on the wrong problem. It goes after bacteria, and this is metal, which is why the bottle you have been buying for 2 years has never made a dent, and why people replace toilets that are structurally perfect. Shut the supply valve behind the toilet. Flush to empty the bowl as far as it will go, because a bowl full of water is how most people waste the whole bottle on this one. Pour 1 full bottle straight onto the ring, tipping it so it runs around the whole circumference. 1 hour, 2 if you can leave it. Scrub lightly with a brush and flush. You just saved a fixture that was never broken. And the reason that ring keeps coming back is sitting 6 inches above it, under a lid you have probably never lifted. It is also the thing that makes number 12 matter. Number 6, inside the toilet tank, lift the lid. If there is a rust-colored film or a soft orange slime on the tank walls, that is very likely iron bacteria. Penn State Extension describes them as slime-forming organisms that feed on dissolved iron, and notes something that explains years of failed cleaning. The slime itself shields the colony from chlorine, so bleach in the tank was never going to reach them. Worse, the tablets that sit in there full time are quietly eating your flapper while they fail to fix the problem you bought them for. Shut the supply valve, flush the tank empty, pour in 2 cups of peroxide and wipe the walls with a soaked cloth, working around the flapper, the fill valve, and the overflow tube. 20 minutes. Reopen the valve and flush twice before anyone uses it. Your bowl stays clean far longer and the flapper stops failing early, which is the small repair that turns into a running toilet and a water bill nobody can explain. Hold on to that one detail though, because it is about to get much bigger. Chlorine could not reach the slime in your tank. There's another place in your house where chlorine does something worse than fail. Number 7. Inside your showerhead. In 2018, a team published a study in the journal MBIO built from showerhead swabs that ordinary people collected and mailed in from 656 households across the United States and Europe. The most abundant genus of bacteria living inside residential showerheads was Mycobacterium. An earlier study in PNAS, sampling 45 American showerheads, found those organisms concentrated inside the biofilm at more than 100 times their level in the water entering the house. Then comes the part that should change how you think about your water. The MBIO team found mycobacteria were far more common in homes on municipal water than in homes on well water. Mycobacteria tolerate chlorine better than the bacteria they compete with, so chlorinating the supply does not clear them out. It clears out their competition, which means you can scrub the face of that showerhead every week and never touch this. The buildup is on the inner plate behind the nozzles where nothing has ever reached. Unscrew the head, submerge it face down in a bowl of peroxide so the liquid actually sits inside the body of it, not just around the outside. 2 hours. Rinse hard, screw it back on, then run it hot for 2 minutes with the bathroom door open and nobody standing in the room. Twice a year is enough. Now we are not going to oversell this. Peroxide will not touch a real blockage, it does nothing to tree roots, and if water backs up out of 2 fixtures at once, you have a mainline problem and you need someone with a camera. What it handles is the slow biological buildup behind most of the small failures people pay $340 a visit for. If that is the kind of thing you would rather fix than pay for, subscribe. 5 left, and the last one is the correction. Number 8, the garbage disposal. Run your disposal empty for a minute and the sour smell is still there, because it is not coming from the grinder at all. It lives on the underside of the rubber splash guard, the one part of a disposal that never gets rinsed and never dries. Disposal pods cost $6 to $10 a pack and mask it for a few days, which is exactly long enough for you to buy another pack. Pull the splash guard out. If yours lifts free, turn it over and pour half a cup of peroxide directly onto the underside. That is the whole trick, because nobody ever turns it over. If it does not lift out, pour straight into the disposal with the water off. 10 minutes, no water running, because running water is what washes it away before it has done anything. Then hot water and 30 seconds of grinding. Cheap, fast, and it holds for weeks instead of days. The machine in your laundry room has the same problem. In a part you can see and a part you cannot. Number 9, the washer seal and the pipe behind it. The black slime around a front loader door seal is mold, and it is why laundry comes out smelling faintly off no matter which detergent you switch to. The seal is half the job. The half everyone misses is the standpipe, the vertical drain the washer hose empties into, coated inside with lint and detergent sludge that never sees daylight. Mix 1 cup of peroxide with 1 cup of warm water and wipe the seal, pulling the folds open with your fingers to get underneath them. That fold is where it lives, and wiping the visible surface is why it comes back in a fortnight. Then pull the drain hose out of the standpipe, pour 2 cups of straight peroxide down the pipe, and leave it 30 minutes before reconnecting. Finish with 1 empty hot cycle, 1 cup of peroxide in the detergent tray. 2 parts, 1 bottle. Leave the door cracked open between loads afterwards, and the mold takes months to come back instead of weeks. The machine standing beside it has the same hidden half. Number 10. The dishwasher filter and spray arms. Filmy glasses and a musty smell when you open the door mean the filter is loaded and the spray arm holes are partly blocked. Most people do not know their dishwasher has a filter, and most manuals bury it on page 40. Pull the bottom rack out, twist out the filter cylinder and soak it in peroxide for 30 minutes. While it soaks, wipe the door gasket and hold the spray arms up to the light to check which holes are actually clear. If more than a few are blocked, poke them through with a straightened paper clip before you refit anything, because peroxide dissolves the film and not the mineral scale sitting on top of it. Refit the filter, pour 2 cups into the empty tub, and run 1 hot cycle with nothing inside. Every 2 months, and check the filter every time, because a filter that comes out clean means the last round worked and you can leave it longer. Appliances covered. Now the drains you never think about, which are the ones that let the sewer into the house. Number 11. Unused floor drains. If you smell sewer in a laundry room, a basement bathroom, or at any sink you rarely run, the water sitting in that pipe's curve has evaporated. That curve is the only thing standing between you and the sewer line, and old film on the pipe walls adds its own smell on top of the gas. 1 cup of peroxide down the drain. 10 minutes, and this is one where you genuinely cannot rush it, because the film in an unused drain has had months to set. Then half a gallon of hot water to refill the trap and seal it properly. Warm water evaporates slower than cold, so it holds the seal longer between uses. Do this on anything you have not run in 2 weeks, and put a reminder in your phone for the guest bathroom, because that is the one that always dries out while you are away. If the smell comes back within a day or 2, the trap is not the problem, and you are looking at a vent issue, which is a genuine call somebody job. Gone in minutes. And that is every place in the house where this works, which leaves the one place where it does not, and where we told you to use it anyway. Number 12, the one we got wrong. In an earlier video on this channel, we told people on septic to pour a cup of peroxide down a drain once a month as maintenance. We went back through the sourcing on that. We should not have said it. Washington State University Extension publishes a page on septic tank additives, and it states that research found hydrogen peroxide degrades the soil structure in a drain field, reducing its ability to treat and absorb wastewater. The drain field is the single most expensive component of a septic system to replace, and a healthy tank already contains every bacterium it needs to work, so there was never anything to add in the first place. If you are on septic, use peroxide on fixtures, shower heads, seals, and the toilet tank. Never as a septic additive, and never down a drain as a routine. If the system is backing up, that is a pumping question for a licensed contractor, not a chemistry question. 3 safety points, then the part that ties all 12 together. Use the standard 3% bottle from any pharmacy. The 35% food-grade version is industrial strength and will burn skin. Never mix peroxide and vinegar in one container, because the combination makes peracetic acid, which irritates skin, eyes, and lungs. One after the other on the same surface is fine. Together in a bottle is not. Never mix peroxide with bleach at all. Store it cool, dark, and capped. And if you want to know whether an old bottle is still any good, do not just pour some out and watch, because clean peroxide on a clean surface does nothing and looks the same either way. Pour a little onto a cut potato. If it does not foam, the bottle is flat and it is doing nothing for you. Now look back at the 12. The overflow slot, the aerator, the tank walls, the shower head, the standpipe, the floor drain. Every one of them is the same thing in a different housing. A wet surface that never dries out, growing a film that chlorine cannot reach and a brush cannot get to. That is why $1 replaces a shelf of specialty products. It is also why the drain field is the exception, because there is no film down there to kill. There is only soil doing a job, and peroxide takes that job away from it. Your plumbing does not fail all at once. It closes slowly, one layer at a time, in the places you cannot see, and the invoice only shows up at the very end of that process. That $246 bill is honest. It just covers the last 10 minutes of a problem that took 4 years to grow. You can reach every one of those places now. While it is still costing you $1, your wallet will thank you.